Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a phone case, and it fits in and it has a Ziplock closure. So let's just get into the tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pick out two colors of duct tape. And I'm going to be using comic book duct tape, blue duct tape for the inside. To start, you will need a Ziplock bag, and this is going to be your closure. It's got about like 7 inches of Ziplock, and that's really what matters, like how much space is on it. My phone, which is a Pantech Ease, it is 4.5 inches long this way, and so you want to add about 1 inch on either side for your case. So like in this one, and you have 1 inch on this side and 1 inch up on the top for extra room for the bulk of the phone. So for mine, it would be 6.5 inches would be the length of the top of my pouch. Grab your Ziploc bag. Scissors, cut out like maybe 1 centimeter from the Ziploc part. And it doesn't really have to be an exact measurement, just about that. And then you want to flip it over, and so then this side has too much on it, so you want to just cut that down to about the same as the other side, so about 1 centimeter. You want to cut off these little ends. Okay, you want to cut off these little ends that are kind of like gluing the bag together, because that will make it harder to open. So just cut off the ends like that, and then measure how long it is. And make yours, so mine is already 6.5 inches once you cut off those ends. So I don't have anything else to do. If you wanted to make your case shorter, you would then cut off more from one side or both sides. I'll put this off to the side while you get your first strips of duct tape for the outside of your case. And so I'm using this comic book, and you want to just make a strip. Add about 1/2 inch from the extra, or from the length of your Ziplock. So mine would be 7 inches then, and that's going to leave some room for error and like having a little bit uneven edges that you can cut off while still ending up having it be 6.5 inches. So you want to place this down, and then I use an X-Acto knife for this. But you can use scissors. I just think it's easier to do when you have it. So you want it 6.5 inches is my length that I want my pouch to be. So I'm going to add 1 more inch to that. Or 1 more 1/2 inch, sorry. And just make a straight cut there. So that's going to be the length of your strips. You're going to need to cut 2 of these. So now you want to take your Ziplock and peel it apart so that you have 2 pieces of Ziplock. And if you tell about Ziplock, so one thing, here, let me focus, okay. So there's a green part on the top and a clearish part on the bottom. And then on the other strip, if you align it the same way, there will be a clear part on the top and a green part on the bottom. There we go, focus. So make sure you keep that in mind when you align it up. You want to take this piece of duct tape and just sort of line it up with the top and sort of center it on that duct tape, and you will have extra sticking off the sides, about 1/4 inch on each side. So then it will look something like this, and then that's 1 strip of duct tape, and it will be sticky on the other side. But you want to create a flap for you to hold on to it, so you fold over about another centimeter, like that. So then you'll have 1 centimeter of duct tape fabric where it's not sticky, and then your 2 strips of Ziplock, and then your first piece of sticky fabric kind of thing. So you want to repeat that with the other piece of Ziplock, but make sure, so for the other one, you did green on the bottom. For this one, you want to do the clearish on the bottom so that you make sure that the Ziplock will still line up. Those are going to be the tops of your two sides to your pouch. You're going to add onto the fabric until it's the length that you want it to be. And so for mine, I found the best length to do is 4 inches from the top. And so keep that in mind. Make sure you know how much. So my phone has it's like 2-inch like this. So add about 1 inch on either side. You want to keep taking your strips of duct tape and adding it on. And so I find that usually it ends up being about 2 more strips of duct tape on each side. And remember, both of those pieces are going to be the same length as the top, and for me that's of course 7 inches. You don't want to add it on yet, just put it down and then cut it off at the 7-inch mark, or however long your case is. I'm sorry, I keep saying 7 inches, that's just what mine is. Like that, and then have 1 more strip. So that's going to be the completion of, that's going to be the amount of strips it takes to do that one side, assuming you make yours 4 inches long like I do. To take that first piece, and sorry if you can't see, you're going to want to just line it up on top of one of those Ziplock pieces, and you can flip it, you can reorganize it however you want. If you care about like the pattern alignment, I honestly don't really care, so I don't really worry about it, but yeah. So then you're going to want to put it down, and then this is the part we actually have to measure. So now my thing is almost 3 inches. Line up the bottom of that piece of duct tape with that same mark, and then just push it down onto the rest of the piece of duct tape. And that process will it ends up giving you a 4-inch piece of duct tape. And this is your one piece of fabric. And so it's got your pattern on one side, and then on this side it has the flap and the Ziplock. And then it's sticky. So you're going to want to repeat that for the other one and make sure it's the same height. So of course 4 inches for me. And yeah, I'm just going to zoom forward now because you don't really need to see this again. So now I have 2 pieces of duct tape fabric, and these are going to be the outside of my pencil pouch. Why do I keep saying that? It's a phone case. And then you want to do the inside. And so to do that, you're going to take one of those strips and place it upside down so it's sticky side up. And here, let me move it so you can see it like that. And then take your inside color, and I'm using this blue, and just line the sticky part. Cover the sticky part with more duct tape so that it's not sticky anymore, obviously. For this, for a 4-inch case, usually I can usually use just 2 pieces of duct tape on the inside. So go ahead and cut out those strips of duct tape. And again, 7 inches long, or however long your case is, make them all the same length. Okay, so once you have your 2 strips of duct tape, you want to kind of peel those up, and I put them on a different cutting board that I have, but it's totally up to you. So just put them somewhere else so that you can easily grab them, and then put your fabric, one of your pieces, and it doesn't matter which one, and then just take those and line it up with the bottom section of the Ziplock like that, and flatten it out. So this is going to be the inside, and then do the same, line it up with the bottom, and then push it up onto the middle. So you can do that on both pieces of fabric, but this is what it'll end up looking like. You will have no sticky main pieces. You might have some pieces on the side here, and then you'll have your Ziplock up on the top. So go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to zoom forward again because you really don't need to watch me doing this. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces of fabric with Ziplock running through the top. And so what you want to do is align them together and close that Ziplock. And it's not going to be like a bag yet because obviously your sides aren't attached, but just line up your Ziplock and push those 2 sides together. This is shorten that out, is take your piece and cut off one of the edges, and I use a ruler like this, and I put it at the, not at the 6.5 mark yet, but just cut off the edge, and use your X-Acto knife if you have one, and just go right through everything, and then you can just easily kind of peel that off. It's the power of the X-Acto knife. And then go over to the other side. So once you've cut off a piece, and I just like cut my ruler, so wow. So then you want to line it up with a 1-inch mark over here. It's lined up with a 1-inch mark. And you want to line up your ruler with the 6.5-inch mark or whatever mark that you're using, and cut off, just make that mark there with your ruler and cut off the other side so it's the right length, I guess. Yeah, so once you have that, it will look like this, and it's just going to clean up those edges. And so now you want to start on the trim, and so you're going to start by needing a piece of your outside duct tape, and you want it to be the length of your case. And in case you didn't know it already, mine is 6.5 inches. So 6.5 inches here is right here, and I'm just going to cut that, and then you only need 1 piece, and you want to kind of, you can eyeball it, just like cut it in half, straight down the middle of that piece, like that. And then you take that piece and you take your duct tape, and not the side that has Velcro, but the side that opens up. You want to put that down, and I am like going to flip this over. Nope, just kidding. Put this here. Okay, so then you want to put this kind of like on the top, but only put it like halfway on, as if you were continuing the fabric, and then fold it over and stick it onto the other side, and that's going to close off the bottom of your pouch. So now when you open it, you will most definitely probably see a little bit of a sticky strip, and so now you want to take your inside color and make another piece that is 6.5 inches long, or however long yours is, and cut that one in half as well. And you're just going to put that in the middle to cover up the sticky so that it doesn't stick to anything on the inside of your phone case. So once you have it like that, just peel off that top strip. Maybe it's coming. Okay. And then put this down here. You can see. And then that little sticky line, just cover that with your duct tape. And push this one down like that, and that's going to cover your sticky strip and give you a really nice, like, sort of like a big piece of fabric. And then you're going to fold it in half again and reconnect those Ziplocs. These pieces will be extra, so keep that in mind. You can find some other use for them or throw them away or whatever, but you will have those 2 extra pieces. And now you want to take one more piece of your outside trim, outside color for your side trims, and you want to make it the height of yours. And as I already said, mine is 4 inches. So make one piece the height of your duct tape pouch, and then cut that in half as well. And those will be your two side pieces. So you want to start by taking it, and then this will end up having a tiny bit of sticky, but it's kind of inevitable. So you want to put it down on the edge and line it up so there isn't any like outside part sticking through. And then you want to fold it over and pull it as tightly as you can to push it back onto the other side. And this is going to eliminate a huge mark of sticky, but there will be, if I can open this and show you, there will be just a tiny little bit of sticky, and the camera's not really picking up on it, but it's there. Okay, there you can kind of see it. So just know that it's not going to be really perfect, but it's pretty good. So as long as you pull it pretty tight, you should be okay. So then do that on the other side as well. Take it, put it down on the edge, and then fold it over very tightly so that it doesn't have big sticky. So then this is your finished pouch, and it opens up with their Ziplock, and it's really nice that it has that Ziplock. And then if you did the measurements right, your phone fits in it very nicely, and then you can re-close this back up. This is probably best for like travel, when you want this in your backpack kind of thing, and you don't want it to get all scratched, and you want to be able to easily grab your brightly colored duct tape pouch, rather than like carrying this around in like your pocket, because it's kind of big for that, and maybe not even your purse, though I guess if you want to, you could use that. And so this is the end of the tutorial, but I'm also going to show you another way to, or another thing to sort of like add onto it. And basically it's going to make this is more for like a back to school kind of thing, if you want a pouch for your phone to be in rather than putting it in your pencil pouch so that it doesn't get all like pencil-y, you know, you can, I'm going to show you how to add a part of it that will attach to a 3-ring binder. So keep watching if you want to see that.